You know how some players can just solo around their chords and every note sounds like it belongs? For the most part, it's just a bar chord, a pentatonic shape that surrounds it, and knowing where the chord tones are hidden within that scale. And once you learn how those three link together, you can do it with any chord all over the net. So in this lesson, we're going to go over how exactly to do that, and there's a free PDF to accompany it, so make sure to download that below. So what we're going to do is cover your 4 basic bar chord shapes, your majors and minors with the root note on the E and the A string, and for each one will have a matching pentatonic shape and the chord tones inside it. Learn these 4 and you can improvise over any progression. First up will be the major bar chord on the E string. So here's our major bar chord on the E string. Now whichever note you line it up with on that low E, that will be your root note. So in this case, we have an A major bar chord. Now the pentatonic shape that matches this chord is pattern 2. So again, if my chord is here, then I just start on the same A note or the root note of the chord, and I play through pattern 2 of the pentatonic scale. And backwards. Now if I alternate between them a bit, so chord, scale, chord, scale, chord. So those two are going to fit together. Now this pattern is glued to this chord shape. So if I were to move this chord shape to say C, which would mean I go to the 8th fret because this is a C note on the low E string. If I were to play this C major bar chord using that same shape, that pattern 2 shape would still line up in the same way relative to that chord shape, starting on that same C root note. So if I played my C chord, I can still play some licks using that scale shape. One more example, if I were to start that on F sharp, so F sharp major, again, that pattern 2 shape will be right above it. So now that we know the relationship between the bar chord shape and the pentatonic shape, the next step is knowing the chord tones within that pentatonic shape. So again, if my chord's here on the 5th fret and I play through that shape, my first note, this will be a chord tone. The second note won't be. This note here will be a chord tone. This note will also be a chord tone. Not a chord tone, and another chord tone here, not a chord tone here, and not a chord tone. So if you play them one after the other, you get a major arpeggio because we're starting from this A note. And you'll notice there's a lot of overlap between the chord shape and that arpeggio shape because chord tones and arpeggios are the same. They're just played simultaneously if you're doing a chord or individually if you're doing an arpeggio. And again, this move's all relative to where you play that first chord. So if I went back to C, like we did earlier, this is my C major chord, my arpeggio would be the same shape. And my scale would still be there. So that's your major bar chord on the E string sorted. Now what about your major bar chord on the A string? This is where a lot of people get lost. So first off, our major shape on the A string will look like this. In this case it would be D because this is a D note here on the A string. Some people prefer playing this chord like that. I tend to like just using one finger. Now if I'm playing this chord, the pentatonic shape that overlays that would be pattern 5. So if my chord's here, I go down to the E string and I play through pattern 5 of the pentatonic scale. So if I alternate between those a bit, chord, scale, chord, scale. Now again, just like the other shape, that chord and pentatonic shape are glued together, so wherever I move that, it's going to work. So if I move that from a D major to a F major on the 8th fret, same idea. So F major chord, then pattern 5 of the pentatonic is right above it. Well, not above it, but in line with it. Now if we go back to this D major chord, we're going to look at the chord tones within that pattern 5 of the pentatonic scale. So we actually start with this note above on the E string. This would be our first chord tone. And then we have our root note here, which is a chord tone. This note here on the 4th fret of the D, 7th fret of the D, 7th on the G, 7th on the B, and then our 5th fret on the high E. Again, a lot of those notes carry over from that chord shape. Those would be our chord tones within that shape. So now that we've got both major shapes covered, let's actually use this. So we're going to take a 1-4 progression in the key of A. So that would be this major bar chord here on the 5th fret of the low E, and then the 5th fret of the A would be my 4 chord. So the key point is I'm not thinking what key the song is in. Each chord brings its own scale with it. So we're playing the changes. And by the way, all these diagrams are free in the PDF. Everything we've done up until now and everything we'll be doing going ahead. Links in the description. Now we're going to move on to minor chords. So our minor bar chord shape, if we're on the 5th fret again in the key of A, looks like this. Otherwise known as your E minor shape. Now whenever I'm playing this minor bar chord shape, I can play pattern 1 of the pentatonic starting from that same root note. All those notes are always going to fit. And again, these are glued together, so wherever I move that chord shape, if I moved it to a B note, same idea. It's going to work. Now if we go back to our A minor chord on this 5th fret, the chord tones within that pattern 1 pentatonic shape are on this 5th fret of the low E, the 8th fret of the low E, then the 7th fret of the A and D string, and then the 5th fret on your G, B and high E. So if I play through that, and you also have this 8th fret here on the high E. And again, those chord tones are going to sound more resolved or more like answer notes versus questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some improvising and I'm going to finish 2 phrases on the question note, and then the last phrase I'll end on the answer, and that will bring it home or sound resolved. Question. Question. Answer. See how that resolves it? So something to experiment with is giving yourself a prescribed amount of questions before an answer, and try to stick to it within your playing by targeting those chord tones or non-chord tones. Now the last shape is our minor bar chord on the A string. So we're going to build it from D again on the 5th fret, and it looks like this. It's your A minor bar chord shape. In this case it would be a D minor chord though, because that root note is on the 5th fret. Now the pentatonic shape surrounding this would be pattern 4. So I go on the E string, play 5 and 8, and then 5 and 8 again on the A string, and then 5, 7, 5, 7 on the D and G, and then I play 6, 8 on the B, and 5, 8 on the high E. Now the chord tones in that shape will start on that very first note on the E string, then we jump all the way to the 5th fret on the A string. We have 5 and 8 on the A string, then 7 and 7 on the D and G, and then 6 on the B, and 5 on the high E. So all together. Now that's all 4 shapes, so let's put the system to work. So we're going to take a 1, 5, 6, 4 in the key of D major. So we have a D major, which is the 5th fret on the A string, A major, which is the 5th fret on the E string, then B minor, which would be 7th fret on the E string, then G major, which would be 3rd fret on the E string. So these are our 4 chords. Now I'm just going to noodle around with those chords and using the scale shapes that we've been using, and you're going to see how this all fits together and how it sounds. D major again, A major, B minor down here this time, G major. Now, if you want to go deeper with your pentatonic playing, I do have a full course named Pentatonic Zero to Hero. It takes you through pentatonic scales step by step so you know how to play them all over your guitar. And if you need help practicing all this stuff, I also offer 4-week practice plans which are customized for you so you know exactly what to work on and how to progress it for 30 days. And then if you want my full-on coaching, I do have a 90-day intensive. We're in contact on WhatsApp, so I'm checking your practice daily and we're having weekly lessons. So links for all that stuff is down below if you do want to check it out. Now here's the thing, everything I showed you today, it's not very practical if you don't know how your chords fit together or where to play them. So I've got a whole video that shows you exactly where your chords belong relative to each other. So once you combine that with what we did today, you'll be able to play chords and solo all over your guitar. So make sure to check that out.